that at Arrowhead Stadium against the best team in the AFC. Because until you knock them off, and the way they're playing right now, I don't care what the records say, the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC. Today on the show, we'll have former Chiefs wide receiver Marc Boerigter in studio with us to talk about the game. Jeff Chadiha, who I saw at the game, covering the game last night at Arrowhead Stadium from NFL Network and NFL.com. He'll be with us. And Jeff Kerr from CBSSports.com will give us his reaction to the game and everything that happened over the weekend in the NFL. We'll also play some post-game sound from the locker room. I had a chance to talk to one of the stars of the game, Mike Dana, who had his first career interception. And when I say first career interception, he told me that was the first interception he's had at any level. And so he was very excited about that. He also had a big sack, a big third down sack late in the game that helped seal the game. And I also talked to Jalen Moore, who filled in again at left tackle for Josh Simmons. I talked to Mike Caliendo, who filled in at guard for Trey Smith, who's still nursing his back injury. And then I also had a chance to talk to Creed Humphrey. And so a lot of offensive linemen talking last night, along with Mike Dana. And then you've got your normal stuff from the podium, including Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Rashee Rice and Nick Bolton. And at the end of the media session in the locker room, shockingly, I was over in the corner talking to Nick Bolton about Mizzou Vanderbilt. And then PR had to come and break that up. And they said, hey, if you have some more stuff for Nick, you can go up to he's going to be at the podium. I said, no. I said, you don't want me to bring up what we were just talking about at the podium. We were talking about Mizzou quarterback play. Unless everyone else was interested in that. And they go, oh, no, that's good. That's all right, Nick. So I think Nick enjoys our weekly conversations about what pissed me off the previous week about Mizzou football. But we vent.
Yeah,
about a
get
good,
it off your chest.
Good 2 or 3 minutes of venting, and then we move on. But he had some good things to say. He was still impressed by. How could you not be impressed by the defense? Nick Bolton loves defense. But last night was again that was a B minus, maybe C plus effort because it was so sloppy in the first half. But that just shows the Chiefs right now when they flip the switch, they can put it on you. And this is a team. This is not last year's team that's having to squeeze out one-score victories. This team is, when they're playing right, they are fully capable of dominating, and that's what we're seeing right now. That second half was domination, just like we saw the entire game the previous week. And so they just played 2 games at Arrowhead Stadium and gave up 7 points in 8 quarters. That'll play. That'll work. I don't care who you're playing in the NFL. That's tremendous. That's tremendous defense. And overall, the numbers look good. Again, 1 interception was on Mahomes. The other was on Travis Kelce. But overall, he still went for 299 yards, 3 touchdown passes through the 2 interceptions. Isaiah Pacheco, 12 for 58. Kareem Hunt, 9 for 40. Patrick Mahomes, 4 for 30. Rashee Rice, a couple of rushes for 12 yards, almost a touchdown. And Brashard Smith got a few carries, but overall 30 carries for 148 yards, 4.9 yards per carry. That'll play. Travis Kelce, that was a fun ride on social media last night as several national accounts were declaring him washed up, and this guy's done. And then he went on for 6 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. And he ties Priest Holmes as the all-time leading touchdown scorer in Chiefs history. And so congratulations to Travis Kelce for that. Also, that was, if you include the postseason, that was touchdown number 100 regular season and postseason for Travis Kelce. And so that's incredible. Rashee Rice, I mentioned. I mean, we could have this debate all day long. What's a number one receiver in the NFL? I don't know. But maybe a guy that they target 9 times and he has 9 catches and he scores a touchdown. And I mean, how many targets does he have in the 2 games that he's come back, since he's come back, and he scored 3 touchdowns? And they're still working him in.
19 targets.
They're still working him in. Okay. Seems like Patrick Mahomes thinks that's his number one.
Pretty good return rate,
So,
too.
Don't tell him that Rashee Rice isn't a number one. Because Mahomes thinks he is. And so do the Chiefs. Yeah, Rashee Rice, super productive right now. And we had this conversation before the season, Jake. If somebody was bold and took Rashee Rice in their fantasy football league, they could have on their hands a league winner right now. If you consider all the injuries and all the attrition and everything else in fantasy football, and all of a sudden you get this guy 2 weeks ago, all of it, right? Because I feel like almost everyone, if you're in a real league that actually that's competitive, then everyone is struggling to fill spots and cover up injuries. All right, I'm not looking for leagues where Kareem Hunt's available. Leagues where it's deep leagues.
No, I mean, how many of the top 10 wide receivers are injured right now?
Right, and so for the true believers that took him and waited patiently with him on the IR or wherever you put him, then he explodes on the scene like this. He could end up winning you a championship. I would like to, if I could, I'd like to kick myself right in the ass.
Well,
because a couple of times I almost pulled the trigger and selected him and said, no, I'm going to wait. And other people jumped ahead, especially it's in Kansas City. He's going to go higher in Kansas City anywhere else. But, I mean, just look at what he's done as I put my fantasy football spin on things. And so that's got to be exciting. Again, especially if you're a PPR league last night, 9 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown, couple of rushes for 12 yards, and almost scored a touchdown. And they look in the red zone. They're looking to get him the ball.
Yeah.
In creative ways. Okay, a touchdown maker. And so that's very exciting. But again, Kelce 6 catches, Rashee Rice 9 catches, Xavier Worthy 5 catches, Juju had a couple, Noah Gray had a couple. Hollywood Brown didn't have a catch. He had 1 target. You remember our old friend Tyquan Thornton? But the point is, there will be times when Hollywood Brown has 5 or 6 catches. There will be times when Tyquan Thornton catches a deep ball, gets a couple of targets. And this is what we talked about, extremely deep and versatile when it comes to the pass catchers on this football team. Very, very exciting to watch. And again, the defense isn't interested in giving up any points. And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, hell, if I'd have told you after the Chiefs lost to the Jags, okay, tell me, if I'd have asked you, how many points will the Chiefs give it up? How many points will the Chiefs give up on this homestand? Lions, Raiders, and Commanders. What would satisfy you?
Well, I would figure the Lions would have at least 21 alone.
And I'm asking you about this. Let's not, go back to what it was. I'm asking you about this after the Jags to put up 31.
I think being conservative, you'd say 17 points per game with the Raiders mixed in there.
I thought you could be a smart ass to say 17 for the 3 games.
No.
I saw this coming.
On average, if you're going through average across the game,
51?
Yeah.
If you just said if they're going to give up 17 points a game, you'd have been very satisfied.
Yeah, that's okay. That'll do, Pigs.
Sign me up.
Right.
I'll take that. And I feel like that's a good chance for 3 wins. How about 24 points for the 3 games? And 17 of them were to the Lions. Nothing to the Raiders and 7 to the Commanders.
Hello.
That's what I'm talking about. That's terrific.
And I actually thought Marcus Mariota, I mean, I know he had a couple picks, but he made some incredible plays in the game yesterday. Like, I didn't feel like he was just, it's not, you could say, well, they had the backup quarterback, but I didn't think he played poorly.
He played really well in the first half. They shut him down in the second half.
Yeah, he did nothing in the second half.
If you look at Mariota's numbers in the first half versus Mahomes' numbers, you're like, wow, Mariota's outplaying Mahomes. Total opposite in the second half. No, he was fine. He was.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Marcus
it wasn't like, sometimes you get a backup quarterback in there, you're like, well, this guy's a disaster. My point is just like the Chiefs just playing great defense.
He was just fine. Matt Derrick pointed this out. The Chiefs had a drive last night of 119 yards because of some penalties.
Calories?
That's the fourth most in a drive during the last 25 years. It's not that often you get 119 yards on one drive. That's a good drive. Tampa did it at the end of last season in January. They had a 127-yard drive. The Chargers did it in 2018. Philadelphia did it in 2015. The Chargers had 121. Philadelphia had 120. And then last night, the Chiefs, a drive of 119 yards. Chiefs also had a 116-yard drive against Houston back in October of 2019. I mentioned Patrick Mahomes was lights out in the second half. Do you know his numbers in the second half? Have you looked to see what his actual numbers were? Do you think this is very good? 17 of 19 for 210 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Pretty good.
Is that okay? 17 of 19, 210 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions in the second half.
That is awesome.
NFL, front office NFL, Tony Holtzman Escarino. He posts some good stats and figures. The Chiefs have scored at least 28 points in 5 straight games. That's tied for the longest streak within a season in franchise history. They've done it 5 other times. 2002, 2004, 2015, 2018, 2021. So they haven't done it since 2021. But 5 straight games where they've scored at least 28 points. That'll work. That'll play. And with the way this defense is playing, if they scored 28 points, how many teams could outscore them? Like if Buffalo's hot, if Josh Allen's having a Josh Allen game, maybe you could see a shootout. I don't know. I'm going to you could say I'm going to have to see Denver do it. I'm going to have to see the Colts do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue if you say, well, the Buffalo could do it. Sure they could. Josh Allen, if he's on, he can put up points against anyone. He's that good. But you'll have to show me against this defense and this defensive coordinator. I'm talking about this year now. I'm gonna have to see it before I believe it from the Broncos or the Colts. And maybe it happens. Maybe the Colts have turned in, or just they are right now, this offensive juggernaut. Maybe Bo Nix is the real deal. Who knows? But I like the Chiefs' chances. I like the Chiefs in each one of these games coming up. I think they have an excellent chance of going to Buffalo and winning, especially now that we know that their defensive lineman, Ed Oliver, he's going to be out. The bicep ruptured, Jake. We talked about that, so he's out for a while. But more importantly for the Chiefs, when the Chiefs are concerned, he's out this week. And the Broncos, even though he's not out for the year, he's likely not to play against the Chiefs in a couple of weeks. Patrick Surtain the second.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal.
Pectoral muscle, right?
That's a big deal.
Ouch.
So, now, Chiefs, you'd love to see their offensive line get whole again. I saw Trey Smith in street clothes yesterday, but I mean, you're walking around, look okay, but I mean, it's one thing to walk around in jeans and a jacket and then go out there versus going out there and playing a football game with back issues. But saw him walking around. Hopefully he'll be back in. And then there seems to be more positivity around the Josh Simmons situation. But Mike Caliendo and Jalen Moore holding things down. And I talked to both of them. We'll hear from both of them coming up probably in the next segment.
Oh, yeah.
Jake has also said he'll play some Tate McRae for everyone.
All right.
In honor of the big concert tonight. That's been sold out for months, Jake.
Tate McRae's in town?
Yeah.
T-Mobile? You going?
Yep. Yes.
Oh, boy.
Then after that, you get Tate. What?
I gotta recover. I gotta bounce back. I've gotta get my energy.
Quick turnaround for you last night.
Yes, we're very lucky. I purchased an auction item at one of the charity auctions that I emceed. We got 4 sweet tickets because I knew how bad Selena wanted to go, and I said, "You pick who's gonna go." You know, and she still likes us. She said, "I want to take Mom, and I want to take Richie because she likes to go to Richie with any concert because that's her. That's who she talks about music with and everything else." And then you can go too, Dad. I said, "Oh,
hey,
can I? All right then. Thank you." Family outing, so I've been told that these eyes will be shocked at what they see. So
is that right?
yeah. Yep. But
I believe it.
right. Well, I believe it too. But I'll be there just to make sure everyone's happy, chauffeuring everyone around, make sure everyone gets their merch. It's a big deal. So
Merch is big.
big time, fun times, Monday Night Football.
Man, back-to-back nights for you.
A World Series game that lasted 18 innings.
I fell asleep in the 12th.
I kept waking up and I goes, I wonder if it's over yet. And my phone would be like, oh, no, it's not. Because I got home
when I woke up.
I got home at, I can't remember. It was between 11:30 and 12. And so, I got to lay down. So I watched, some of us. I got to try
2
to
hours
sleep.
left in that game.
I got to sleep. I fell asleep, get up. Oh, it's still on. Okay, let me watch it. I got to sleep. Oh, it's still on. I got to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, 18 innings, World Series.
2 games.
Good God. Over 6.5 hours.
And then they wake up and do it again today. It's 7.
So.
Any pitchers left?
Otani's pitching
Yeah.
tonight.
Oh, boy.
Otani said he's got to go home and take a nap.
He was on base 9 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just had to walk down there.
Well,
After a while,
he did
finally.
a couple of home runs.
Yeah. Finally, they started walking.
Don't let
Yeah.
that get lost in the mix.
Be like, we're not pitching this guy.
It only took a couple more bombs. Okay.
This
They tie this game up a couple
Unbelievable.
times.
dude.
Unbelievable.
And then you read reading some of the quotes, that the night after he reaches base 9 times, he has to get ready to
Right.
start game 4. Like,
And go deep because they used every pitcher.
who are you, Superman?
Yes.
Cyborg.
It doesn't even make sense. Unbelievable.
Some of the best defensive plays. I mean, the Dodgers made some incredible defensive plays. You can criticize the Blue Jays for running into outs, but they were like perfect defensive plays.
Before Otani, no player had ever reached base 9 times in a postseason game, and only Frank Isbell back in 1906 had ever accumulated 4 extra base hits in the World Series.
9 times.
Otani is the first player since at least 1900 with 4 extra base hits and 5 walks in any game, according to ESPN research, and the first player ever with 3 multi-homer games in a single postseason. Now in Game 4, he will once again serve as the starting pitcher. Do you know how just either you have to be, like, there has to be something wrong with your brain, or you have to be Gary Dieter for you not to be willing to admit this is the best player in baseball. I mean, it's just like, I can't believe what I just read about what he does, things that you have to look back a century to try to figure out if anyone else has done it. And sometimes 100 years isn't enough. Thank you.
We got to give him some kudos for being able to do that.
We'll take a break. Chiefs win on Monday Night Football. Funday Night Football. 28-7 over Washington. We'll be right back after this on WHB.
This is New Day with SSJ.
Stephen St. John here for my wonderful friends with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Kansas City. Today is the day, October 28th. Today from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Big Brothers, Big Sisters is taking on a big challenge, recruiting 60 mentors in 60 minutes. You can be one of them. Sign up or pre-register now at bbbskc.org/60in60. You could even win a $350 Visa gift card just for signing up. Be one of 60. Sign up or pre-register now at bbbskc.org/60in60. Every child deserves someone in their corner, and right now hundreds in Kansas City are waiting for a mentor. In honor of Big Brothers Big Sisters KC's 60th anniversary, they're taking on this biggest challenge they've ever had. 60 bigs in 60 minutes. Join the movement today, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., and help match 60 kids with mentors who believe in them. And again, you could have a chance to win a $350 Visa gift card just for signing up. Be one of 60. Sign up or pre-register now at bbbskc.org/60in60. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We're joined by Marc Boerigter, former Chiefs wide receiver, in studio. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Doing all right. How are you guys?
Doing very well. What did you think of the Chiefs' 28-7 victory over the Washington Commanders last night?
Thought it was all right. To a little bit of a slow start. But they took care of business. With the team they should have. I didn't think. Missed the first half live. Watched the rest of it and then rewatched the first half. I just thought they were slow and sluggish to start. Kind of going through the motions a little bit. Just kind of felt that. Didn't necessarily feel it that way. Just kind of felt that they needed a little wake-up call, and they got it. And obviously came out in the second half and woke up both offensively. I think defensively they played well the first half. I think they needed a little wake-up call, and they got it.
Mahomes said that after the game.
May have been peeking ahead to Buffalo a little bit, and it's not something that should ever happen. But I guess I understand it. You've got the Commanders coming in who obviously are having a disappointing year compared to their year last year, and you've got a backup quarterback in Marcus Mariota, who's an adequate backup quarterback in the National Football League, but he's not Daniels, and. They obviously got a couple of their weapons back that were able to play this week, but I just feel like the Chiefs knew they were going to win this game, overall. And fortunately, they're good enough that against a team like the Commanders, you can, I don't want to say afford to start like that, but you can get away with it a little bit. And they turned it on the second half when they needed to, and obviously got it done. So.
They outscored the Commanders 21-0 in the second half, and for the game, outgained them 432-260. And look, they were heavily penalized, 9 penalties for 95 yards. Again, man, special teams penalties.
Yeah.
Was it 3, right? 3 holding calls on returns?
They got a lot to clean up.
They got to clean that up.
They got a lot to clean up.
Sure. Let's start rolling some locker room sound out there. Jalen Moore, once again, filled in at left tackle. He got off to a little bit of rough start, but settled down in the second half. Jalen Moore, right now, the left tackle, while Josh Simmons is out. And here's Jalen Moore after the Chiefs' victory last night.
It was tied 7-7 at halftime. Then you guys came out and really dominated. What was the conversation like at halftime, and what clicked in the second half for you guys to pull away?
It wasn't really too much major. We just had to come out and execute and kind of do the things that we know that we can do. It wasn't no big rah-rah speech. Everybody just had to look in the mirror and go out there and get it done, get the job done.
How do you feel that you played tonight?
I got a lot of things that I feel like I can work on and get better at. But that's the exciting part for me. I get to get back in the film room, get back in the lab, and continue to work, continue to climb that hill, and try to get better.
Is it just repetitions, getting out there? The more reps you get, the more comfortable you are?
Yeah, I would say so. And just visualizing and seeing what's wrong and kind of trying to tweak things. But that's the fun part. So, yeah.
And up next, huge game against Buffalo. That's a team that, you guys butt heads with them every year. Just your thoughts, maybe you enjoy this one, but get ready for a gigantic matchup at Buffalo coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, it's a pretty good football team. We just got to go out and, continue to play good football, physical, and just go execute and be consistent.
Now with Rasheed back and everyone kind of getting together, does it start to scratch the surface of how good this offense can be?
Yeah, I feel like the sky's the limit. It's going to be exciting to watch and see.
You guys have won 5 of 6 games here. What's kind of worked and clicked for you guys to kind of get rolling here?
Just everybody buying in and working. We get on the practice field every week, and everybody's grinding to try to get better and improve. Even though we're riding you could say somebody's riding a high horse, but you wouldn't be able to tell when we go out there and work.
Coming from San Francisco, is there anything that Trent Williams may have told you over the last couple of years to get you ready for, the last couple of weeks where you've been thrown into starting position?
I mean, he's just a walking gym. So, I mean, anytime I can get something from him, I can. I mean, I've learned a lot from him over the years. So, I mean, it's just kind of just applying it for me right now.
That was left tackle Jalen Moore after the game. And no one really knows when Josh Simmons is coming back. And so Jalen Moore talking about – and look, he didn't have a great first half. He settled down in the second half. Andy Reid even mentioned that after the game. But as long as he's out there, the more reps and the more times he's out there with the offense, the better he'll be. But he's been able to hold it down, I think, obviously well enough for the Chiefs to win with him. And that just goes to show you again how important that signing was, because if they hadn't have signed him in the offseason and they lost Josh Simmons for these games, where would they be? They'd be in a situation similar to last year. So he's a very valuable player on this roster.
He is, and I don't think it's really any surprise that he's performing well. He was signed in free agency before the draft even happened, right? So he was signed, and they guaranteed him $20 million or $25 million, whatever it is, over the next 2 years to be the potential starting left tackle for this team.
Yeah, they didn't
right?
know Simmons was going to drop.
Exactly. So there's too many things that can happen in the draft. You never know what's going to, where guys are going to end up getting slotted, where they, who could, quote, fall to you, who you've got your eye on potentially is where the Chiefs were drafting at, in regards to positions, whatever that might look like. I mean, this was an aggressive approach by Brett Veach in the offseason to go fix their left tackle position that we saw last year was a disaster. And I don't think, obviously a lot of free agent signings don't really work out, right? Based on the vast majority of them in the National Football League don't live up to the amount of money that's guaranteed or put out there for those guys. It's not that, you look at free agent signings, no matter what position it is, they just usually don't live up to quite the expectations as a whole. That's not to say they're not good signings, but you have to be aggressive sometimes in free agency. Sometimes you have to overpay a little bit. The Chiefs did that, I think, a little bit with the Jawan Taylor situation a couple years ago, but they were in almost kind of the same situation. They needed to fix some things. And Jalen Moore right now is playing extremely well. As you mentioned, we don't know when Josh Simmons is going to be back or any really what the status of that looks like. So this has been a really good, solid signing so far, and he is obviously filled in admirably.
We've got Marc Boerigter in studio. We'll be right back after this on WHB. WeatherTech Renovations. Give them a call, 816-988-8957, or online at WTRenovations.com. It's been a little wet, and now that October and the chilly weather is here, we could get some more rain at some point. It'll start to freeze. We could get hail, heavy winds. The weather could get goofy in a hurry, and if it does and you think there might be damage to your roof, then you only call one person. That's Brian Donegan and his trusted team with WeatherTech Renovations. 816-988-8957 or online at WTRenovations.com. Brian Donegan and his team will help you, and you can trust them. I trust them with my house, with my son's home, with Nate Bukaty's house, Todd Lebo's dad's house. All the people I know are going to WeatherTech Renovations because they're the best in the business. Call Brian Donegan, Kansas City's trusted name for storm repair, WeatherTech Renovations, and their rapid response team. They will stop the leaks before they become major problems. So call WeatherTech Renovations if you need their help today. It's very simple. They will help you, and you can trust them, and that's what you need. Give them a call today, 816-988-8957, or online at WTRenovations.com.
Nah, I mean that stuff happens. Just like I threw an interception earlier in the game. You gotta move on from mistakes. And they were able to make plays in that first half. But luckily for us, our defense stepped up, and it's a full team. I mean, the defense steps up whenever we're struggling, and we're able to go out there and put up points in that second half, and that speaks to the grit that we have as a football team.
Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. There are many perks to covering the Chiefs. I get a chance to have a great view of the game, get a chance to sit and watch football with one of my best friends, Todd, who periodically harasses me throughout the evening, but it's still fun. And you do interviews in the locker room. A lot of great things that I'm very lucky to take part in. But the biggest perk of covering the Chiefs game and being there live is, and it looks like this is confirmed via many social media posts, is I don't have to listen to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman call the football game. And for that, I am so grateful, because I can't stand to listen to them call a football game, especially a Chiefs game. So, for those that had to experience that,
that is a disgusting act.
Thoughts and prayers to your ears and hearts. So I want to get that off my chest.
All right.
You know, I'm looking at a lot of tweets that it was not good last night, and I'm like, yeah, okay, just figuring that out.
I was gonna say it was no different,
right?
I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah,
like,
I was
like, it was
par for the course.
Yeah, it was there.
So
it was there.
Yeah, just turn it down.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what's gonna happen.
We're gonna have the rules analyst conversation yet again in this room. It's getting out of hand.
Not good.
They don't have to go to them on every single thing.
Anytime a flag's on the field, they're supposed to, right?
I don't know. I don't know if
Anytime
they're supposed to.
There's
but
a potential catch or a review. I don't mind when they come in for the reviews. I think that's, hey.
No,
yeah,
it's fine. There's just, it was great when they first started this several years ago. And maybe not great, but it was good for the casual fan, as we've talked about before, that you get an opportunity to hear why they're maybe officiating something some way or what they're looking at. But I mean, it's creeping into college football now too. On it, but
are they doing everything? I mean, they got it in soccer. They got, but
I can analyze something for you from college football.
Oh boy,
SEC officiating sucks balls.
Rules analyst Stephen St. John.
My column.
Good balls.
So,
Chiefs are the only team in the NFL with a top 5 offense and defense. You know, like when you that quote from Mahomes there talking about the offense stepping up, defense stepping up. You know,
where are they on penalties?
I don't have that in front of me.
I completely interrupted your thought.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking about the balance of the team, you know, because Steven said earlier, it's like that's the thing is that the way this offense is clicking now, if you're looking at 28 points a game, how many teams can put up 28 points against this Chiefs defense?
I don't know. I mean, Mahomes didn't get to 300 yards. Travis Kelce didn't get to over 100 in the game, right?
Yeah, but
you know, they were only at 299 and 99 apiece.
Yeah, that's it. Like, yeah, and that was after a couple, couple picks. The first pick I thought was a really good play. I didn't love the throw, but Mahomes said he put it right where he wanted to. But the second one, it goes off a guy's hands. I mean, but then they get in a rhythm.
And they also don't stat pad like Buffalo does for Josh Allen.
Well, that's fair. I mean, look, the bottom line is they're putting up points on. Now that they have the receivers, they're putting up points. You can't defend them.
8th in penalty yards, 9th in actual total penalties.
So
Denver's
top 3rd in the league.
Denver's the most penalized team with 68 penalties against, and they also have the most penalty yards against, followed by the
But
Giants.
the Chiefs are 8th?
Yeah.
Which still isn't good. That's my point.
Is that
Right?
total penalties or per game? Because not everyone's played the same amount of games.
That's just total. The only 2 teams that are ahead of them that have Chicago and Jacksonville have played 7 games, and they have 64. So Chiefs have 56 total penalties against them, and that totals a yardage of 483 penalty yards, which is
It's not great.
no.
My point is, you got a top 10 offense, a top 10 defense, and you're still shooting yourself in the foot with a lot of penalties.
A lot of it's on special teams. I mean, if we
but
want to
it's
use
all,
that third
it's all
unit.
tied together, right? Like, I think
that's
where I go with that is
you're just trying to
the
drag us down, Mark? Is that what you're trying
I'm
to
just saying the self-inflicted wounds, right? Like this, I was also going to say this, like, for all the talk about how this offense is clicking and everything else, like last night specifically, you see how good Patrick Mahomes is if you can't get any pressure on this offense,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Because he made some scramble throws last night that honestly, if he doesn't make those and he doesn't make the plays with his legs and keep his eyes downfield, we're having a different discussion this morning, fellas. And like even Kelsey's longest reception of the game, he's in blocking.
Yeah.
Right? There's
Yeah.
nowhere for Mahomes to throw the football to, but he's able to continue to create a little bit of extra time in the pocket, and then Kelsey just kind of leaks out to the right-hand side and, ends up with about, close to a 40-yard gain. Like, I'm not saying those are lucky. I'm just saying, like, the offense, when they go to watch the film today, they're going to look at it and say, okay, we left some stuff on the table. And they're also going to look at it and be like, wow, we got lucky in this situation a little bit, right? And that's part of football. Like, that also just speaks to, and this is not a negative, but this is what speaks to how good this team can be when they're clicking. And they're not, I would say this, they're not completely clicking on offense yet as everybody thinks they are, right? A lot of plays last night were made by Patrick Mahomes. And you could even go back to the week before with some of that. And so where I'm going with this is this offense is still a work in progress this year is what I'm trying to get at, right? In terms of working Rashee Rice back in. Like, he's got, close to 20 targets here in the 2 games he's been back.
19 targets and I think 16 receptions.
Yeah, but he's only averaging 8 yards a catch. Now, part of that is some of those were in the red zone, right? The little shovel pass to him, all that kind of stuff.
That's 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he does. And I'm not saying that he is not had production or anything like that. Where I'm going with this is that since the 2 games he's been back, they've obviously made a concerted effort to get him the football. But you look at their targets and and the how they've spread out the football, no matter what. Like, they're getting production from all of these guys, but I still don't think they have not connected yet and clicked on all cylinders. I think there's a little bit of a mirage for it. I'm not being negative about the offense. I'm just saying they can be that much better. And Patrick Mahomes right now, though, is feeling comfortable. This is the positive piece. Through the first couple of weeks, he was seeing some ghosts back there, still had a little PTSD from the protection issues they had a year ago, but you can tell he's trusting it a lot more now, which is obviously allowing them to make more plays.
And they still won by 3 touchdowns.
Exactly.
We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB. You know, Amini's money is back and bigger than ever. SSJ here for my friends at Amini's. With Amini's money, you earn with every purchase, and that money can be used store-wide. That translates to huge savings on great products for your home, like pinball and arcade games, traditional and infrared saunas, outdoor furniture, theater seating, rugs, and more. Amini's has 72-month no-interest financing, too. Buy today, get it delivered right away with Amini's white glove delivery service. Amini's money, fun to say, and even more fun to earn and redeem. Amini's is located off 105th and Metcalf, or you can check them out online at aminis.com. And when you stop by Amini's, please tell them Stephen St. John sent you.